Because most CEOs think that a growth hack is this. It's a solution that you define and implement in seconds because you're smarter than anyone else. At least in my experience, like most of the people I talk with, this is what they tell me. Oh, no, I have this great idea, or we should do like X company, or we should do as like Y company. We should implement this. We can do this in a week, right? It never happens. And the reason for that is that actually when you look at that hack or that viral growth, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Below it, there's tons amount of work that a team or a person has put into making sure that that strategy works. So there are no quick hacks. I wish there were, right? We all wish like we had a magic wand, and as Cordy said, that I was a magician. I just did ping, and then suddenly the revenue would be growing, the customers would be growing. That just doesn't exist. So if that's not the definition, well, actually, there's a bit of cutoff there. Like the real definition of hack is to manage a deal successfully with something, or a good solution or piece of advice. I think that is, that's good enough, right? That's actually what a hack is. In nowhere here it says it has to be quick or easy. But for me, the best definition, and let's hope that it shows, no, it gets cut off. Never mind, I'll read it for you. For me, the best definition that I coined the other day doing this presentation is working your ass off to find the insights that allow you to unlock product and market channel fit. That's it. Hard work and be very focused on what you are going to solve. Now, let's go to the second hack, right? Do things that don't scale. And I cannot stretch this enough. Like most times when I've done consultancy work or I've entered in a new company, most people want quick results. But also, they don't only want them to be quick, they want them to be like very time efficient and incredibly scalable. And that just doesn't work. Most of the times, you need to discover what you're actually doing. And for example, this is one of the things that we did in BNext. So BNext, for you, the ones that don't know, it was the main neobank in Spain for about 3 years. And when we were, launching the company, we were 7 people. We had raised, I think it was 300,000 euros in capital. And Revolut, ING Direct, N26, they were already here. So the main question we would get from everyone was like, I mean, this app is shit. Like, it's much better. Revolut is much better. And it was true. We were, very few people doing a product that in the beginning didn't solve anyone's problems. And actually, I would argue that we actually never solved anything especially better than any of our competitors. But we just found a way to do this, to market it in a way that people actually enjoyed and that chose us. And this is precisely what happened in that first year and a half. So as you can see, like we got from 0 to 100,000 active customers very, very quickly, right? In less than a year. But if you look at this graph, the first months from September to January, you can see that the growth was very slow. Now, I had a budget. It was very small, but I had a budget. Actually, I had the same exact budget for all these months, right? I just decided to save that budget and invest it a bit later once we got the insights right. And what did we spend those 5 months on? Well, we did the most unscalable things that you can do. First, I started going in Google Campus and different cafeterias next to universities and invite people to coffee and tell them, hey, can you join our community and tell us how you would like a bank to be? Right? It was purely motivational. I might have talked during that August, September, maybe to 500, 600 people. Maybe 50 of them actually entered the community. And then when September came in, events started to happen. And what we did was went to all of them. We built a huge pink card. We went out with our pink t-shirts that said fuck banking. And we just started talking with everyone that would be, that would allow us to get them for 20 minutes. And believe me, it was very difficult in the beginning to be able to overcome your shyness, right? Well, I'm not very shy to those who know me, but it was still like pretty weird. Like, hey, I'm going to ask you to open a bank account with me. It was difficult, but in the end, people would give it to you because, well, these events that we went were mostly entrepreneurial events. So everybody there, was willing to try new things. And we got, I think it was around 3,200 people that we took during that period and that opened an account with us. Now, out of those 3,000, right, I think I would say 90% of them were opened either by me or Irene, who was the intern that I hired at that time and that now is the CEO of VNext. And basically, we would talk with every single one of them, sometimes in groups, sometimes individually, but we would talk with every single one of them. And in that process, we would get like but this is similar to Revolut, or is this similar to 2026? Yes, but what does this tell you? What would you use it? And we did like extensive research doing that. And what we achieved was that in January, 4 months after we started this, our activation rate from sign up to the first time they paid with the card was 75%. And that's what we opened the floodgates and started investing in marketing and acquiring. And that is what got us the growth that we got. Now, all of this could have been possible without doing all the previous research, obviously. I don't know, I cannot tell you the future, but I can tell you that every time I've focused on the things that don't scale and then apply the things that scale after that, it has always worked.